Hey there, Shooby Doodlers, how are you doing? Today I'm going to show you how to draw open boxes, and there is a great trick that you can play on your friends when you're drawing boxes. So let's not talk about it, let's do it. Well, I am indebted to Pierre de Boer, who emailed me from the Netherlands and reminded me of this trick that you can play. And you start off by drawing a diamond on its side, basically. So it's actually a parallelogram. These two lines should be parallel. These two lines should be parallel. And then we're going to drop 1, 2 vertical lines down like that to create another diamond or a parallelogram. Well, it should be a parallelogram. And it doesn't have to be a parallelogram. Anyway, close to a parallelogram. So that gives us a cube. It's not quite a cube. It's a bit flatter than a cube, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And you can say to your friends, how can you open that box with one line? And they'll go, and then you show them and you just go like that from the top corner and they'll go, It's very simple. It's like a 3D mind trick. And if you want to make it even better, then you can put some shading in. So the shadow, we'll assume the sun is coming down this way. Oh, you can't quite see. And so that will create a shadow there, and you can sort of shade in that whole area like that. And this part of the box will want to be shaded too in there, and this side will probably be wanting shading as well. And then you're also going to want some shading on the ground, and that will make it really kind of three-dimensional, but it isn't actually three-dimensional at all. It's a three-dimensional effect. It's a three-dimensional representation in a two-dimensional drawing. Okay, because it can only be two-dimensional because it's flat paper. You can take the trick on a bit further and you can say, let's draw this new box like that. And you can say, how do we open this box with more than one line? And that will get them confused. So we'll do this one here because they've seen that already and they go, oh yeah, you've done that already. But wait, what we're going to do is we're going to mirror this top diamond, and we're going to put a line up there and a line up there and a parallel line across there. So that's the lid part that's flipped open. And then we want to put a little kind of curved bit like that across the top. And here we can put the little flaps. That's not quite a parallel there, is it? But anyway, we put another one there. The little flaps that make up the box. And in fact, that will be, so that shadow will be starting a bit more over in that direction this time. And then that would be shaded underneath there. That would be shaded too. And we get quite a lot of shade underneath there. If we make sure that shade goes all the way there, so this sticks out, and then you might get a little bit of shade there. And again, we're going to have that shade on the ground like that. Why not join me on Patreon to support this channel and to let me teach you a whole lot more about drawing? Now, your box doesn't have to be a cube at all, but basically we start with this sort of diamond shape like that. It can be much more rectangular if you want, but let's just drop it down that tiny little bit there. It's, well, if we draw that little line down there, then we're going to want to join these bits here, and then you're going to get that kind of line there of the shadow, and that shadow will be coming that way. And in fact, what you might want to do is put a pizza inside it like that. So it's a pizza box. And then when you think about it, then a pizza box again has those little side flaps, doesn't it, like that. So it's the same thing going on, and then we're going to want to have the lid of the box up there, which is stained and greasy, and again we want to have those that little bit that folds in over the top, and there's your pizza box. And again we're going to have some shade down there, and that would be shaded as well, and we'll have a bit of shade on the floor like that. And you wouldn't have wanted that little line in there, so you take that out and you take that bit out there as well like that, and that makes it look a little bit better. And this might be a bit darker down there, and certainly a bit of shade in around underneath the pizza. What do you like on your pizza? We could take this on to another stage, and let's actually draw something quite rectangular like that. So it doesn't have to be square. So this is now a rhombus, a parallelogram. It's a parallelogram, I'm not sure. And let's do that. But what you want to do is make sure these three are parallel, those three are parallel, and those three are parallel and vertical, and then the whole thing works. And you can then draw another little parallelogram inside it like that. Drop a line down there, and we'll have that shade again. We'll be going like that, and there, and this will be shaded on this side. And that's a box with very thick walls to it. So you might find that we could sort of do something like that with little lines coming down the side. And you might find that this has been kind of dovetailed. Oh, I can't think how that's going to work. Something like that. You might find that's been, it's a dovetailed box. Something like that. Other things on there as well. This will probably have some markings. And probably nails and all sorts of things going on. Finally, I'm going to show you another thing. It's almost identical. So we'll draw this rectangle like that. Oh, wait a minute. Let's put some shade in there. And also you might find it useful to put a line in behind. So that kind of puts it on the table. Similarly, the pizza's hanging over the edge of the table there. And then this one, we will bring these vertical lines down. Just like that. And across like that. And we're going to do a similar thing again. And this time we're going to make a brick, because it looks a bit like a brick. And instead of it being a hole all the way through, you have what they call a frog. So it has this little indented pattern in there, which is going to look something like that. And that will be shaded. And that will not be shaded much, I shouldn't think, but this will have the most shade there. And then that will be shaded. And that will be shaded there too. Now, when it comes to shading, there is nothing quite like having a model and playing around with it. Get yourself a torch, so that's a sort of a single light source. Here you can see what happens with shading, and you can make a little box and try all sorts of different ways of seeing how the light falls and different angles. You're probably best doing this with a torch, the single light source. Play around with the lighting effects and sort of do lots and lots of little sketches to see what looks best for the kind of drawing that you're doing. And always remember in the drawing that the light will be coming from one direction, casting shadows in the same direction throughout the whole drawing. Well, thanks for watching, and make sure you click down there and subscribe to the Shoo Rayner drawing channel, and keep coming back for lots more videos every week. And when you do, make sure you ring the bell and you'll be notified of all the videos that I make, and I make quite a few. In the meantime, keep drawing, practice, and I'll see you next time. You take care now. Bye bye.